YouTube is up. Welcome to Upside DIY. So I've got this aquarium pretty much set up. The only thing I need is another air pump. I'm going to get one pretty soon. Probably within my next video. I'm gonna buy an air pump. I'm working on designing an air pump with like a let's just say a weed whacker motor, like some motors that I have. I'm going to try to fix one into some plastics and things, but the thing about the weed whacker motor is it's not going to have a big wheel on it and a rod and be like a piston. It's actually just going to be a tube and then hopefully like a fan. It might have a fan or something. I need to really design something that will open and close for it maybe. It should be easily made, and a check valve. Definitely need a check valve for that type of motor to have air just going one way most of the time. So yeah, but until then, my gravel filter or whatnot, you guys didn't see the 60-gallon in the last video, and it's getting a little clogged up a little bit. I wasn't really expecting something like that. So hopefully just turn it up a little bit, but still tough. I'm going to have to clean that off. Good substances to really clean it off is just some type of polyester fiber. I could clean some of it off real fast. The fibers in it are going to really help scrub this filter. And then you know, I definitely need to clean it up a little bit and then rinse off those pads. And I could pretty much reuse those pads. So I just got a plastic tray here and I could just clean that up. But what I wanted to show you is actually I found another gem or a nice rock or stone. It's actually sitting right out front right there, that one right there. That's like a rough stone. Hopefully you know, there might be another one kind of near it, but I'm not, you know, there could be another one kind of like right there too. I like collecting those types of rough stones. You never know after you polish them, you know, they could be clear and glass. So let me go ahead and take off or change this filter pad. Then what I've been doing is actually finishing up this cover, and this is one of the main reasons why I wanted to make this video, is to show you guys the last part of using a Q-tip and like a bottle cap of glue. I could finish off pretty much glazing the hinges and actually bending it as much as possible, knowing that when the glue dries it's going to form and not, you know, block too much. There is some of the glue, I do know where some of the glue is blocking on the hinges, just and you know, and even when it goes down, even on the other side, there's some of this on this side. So yeah, it kind of happens, but you know, if it were really hard glued, if I were to kind of open it like that, the glue will block and bind against the hinge, and then the hinge may come undone and things like that. And even like this side of the cover raises up a little bit every time I open it up and close it. It's not all the way flat because I kind of had to glue in some parts. But before I got to this part, I also had to oil this. This was a really tough hinge. I really wanted it to work nicely and things, so I did oil it up, cleaned it off with some rubbing alcohol and things. But here's my other 20 long cover. So I've been working at a good pace of just figuring out some of the parts, and I've added this 10-gallon filter at least for them. Flowing really good. It's just filter floss and some types of pebbles and rocks, but the water's coming out clear and things. But yeah, I basically glued these pads on. There's a popsicle stick, and I use these wood sticks or blocks to help add good pressure to on the pad and the glue. And I smeared glue on both surfaces, the cover and the pad. Then I could just clean this off, or I could actually you know, take off one of these, demonstrate that it's all glued and things. I could add a little bead of glue around the edges of the pad, but it's pretty stiff and things. But once I, you know, take off these popsicle sticks, it's going to really be able to be removed up and down. And then I've got to finally finish up gluing this trim or anywhere around this hinge, maybe oil it up and things. I use a toothbrush mainly to oil it up, and then I wipe it off and things, and then use a Q-tip to smear the glue, and then, you know, just let it dry. And while it's drying, I try to move it up and down, or move, you know, open and close it. The glue, you know, the glue work that I did prior to this kind of made things already, you know, glued enough and things. This is as far as it's going to really open. And I couldn't really scrape off everything without really ruining the rest of the coating. And, you know, I can try like a knife or a razor blade if but yeah, the glue does, you know, start to get into some of the cracks in the hinge and things. But this is, you know, just as normal as a brand new feeling. Adding a little oil will, you know, keep it that way. But too bad I couldn't really do a great job. I could still touch up on a few things, you know, maybe scrape glue out of the way, just little drops of it. But that's most of my DIY, besides minus getting a new air pump. I'm going to definitely need a stronger one and, you know, save these as backups for spare, or, you know, for quarantine aquariums. And I even wiped glue or tried to coat, well, you know, kind of underneath this or on the inside of this, so it's pretty much as glued as I could get it for now. It's going to try to harden up, or try to get hard, you know, within 7 to 12 hours. Then it's going to be fully dried and things, and then I could just, you know, try to clean it off again, and then think about filling up the back aquarium and things. But I was really thinking of trying to get like you know, there are some nice fish. There's invisible shrimp, there's, you know, goldfish too. So, but, you know, I really like the challenge of breeding like betas. Those are really nice looking fish, the beta fish, and it's a real hard challenge. I also thought of an idea with, you know, just maybe keeping this as a cycled water system, and then I use this water and put it into those aquariums, and just kind of you know, once that's filled up, you know, I'll have most of the aquariums filled up and things. But I do still have to work on sealing up the 20-gallon long that's in front. I neglected those things, so I might even drain both of those aquariums and use that water for the back aquarium. and I would actually free those up and things to work on. And but they're pretty much complete setups and aquariums. They all pretty much have the filter, and you don't really need an air pump, you know, I mean, all the time. Just a filter is good enough, just to help, you know, have the water clean and a waste situation, or the ammonias and things to really go somewhere else. Then, so I'm going to try. So this is actually flowing pretty good right now, so I can still wait on a filter change. And yeah, it's going to keep getting clogged, but you know, maybe by tomorrow or maybe later today, if I really feel like it. But just as long as there's some water flow, I could really turn it up and things, and you know, predict that there is going to be some overflow. Back into the aquarium. But yeah, really decent stuff. Maybe if I change the filters, I could really turn it up. So let's go ahead and try to turn it up maximum, and then I'm going to change the filters, and hopefully it doesn't get as clogged. I hope this is maximum. Maybe it's point right there. Alright, so I'll be right back. It's not overflowing a lot either. And also a good idea when changing the filter pads is actually turning off the filter, because there is some sediment and debris that can be really trapped to help keep the aquarium clean. This should be pretty easy, my first filter change on this aquarium, so I'll be right back. So I'm just going to put it inside of a red bucket, so I'm going to just try to do a fast rinse and then put it back on these trays, and then I could put them back inside, or put it back inside of the aquarium. Really, and I have other pieces of filter floss, so I could really cut out a lot of these and even make a bio bag, you know. And sometimes, like, I think this water has been giving me a little bit of a rash, so the really dirty water stuff, have to be careful. There could even be, like, you know, living organisms that actually like bite and things like that. And then so hopefully this starts filtering once I put it back in. So once I put this back inside of the aquarium, hopefully the filter is going to get a lot of the debris out and things, and the filter is pretty much cleaned up and useful, I guess is the word. This filter is really nice to have, you know, to have a good bargain. Sometimes there's like fish aquarium stuff that people are selling for like $20 to $40, and it's like probably worth, or you know, brand new, around $80, or maybe there's an air pump that they got for a decent price or something. But I'm going to start you know, installing this, and I'll be right back. But yeah, it becomes really useful basically, and really useful, and lasts for a while. So there it is, turned it back, kind of turned it back on. It's really cold water too. I mean, another thing about raising a really nice fish is you might have to have heaters for the winter time and things. They're really strong now. I can turn it down a little bit, just because that's usually what I do to keep most of the filters working good, I guess, and filtering. So just underneath the overflow, it seems like one side is getting, and you know, I left a nice water channel to the filter. So thanks for watching, YouTube. See you guys when I get the new air pump, at least, and this aquarium will actually be really, you know, working nicely. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.